hadn't ended there. The Queen had delighted in telling me how she had spent years playing with the magic, finding the perfect hosts. She wanted something deadly, unstoppable, and so she slipped a cat sith and a berserker wolf into one form, mine. The Queen had delighted in telling me how it had all happened when I stood before her, my first day in the court. I got the impression I was supposed to be impressed by her dedication, how she'd put decades into finding the perfect magics and the beings to produce the host for her. My real parents were both cat sith from her court. I'd never met them. The cat sith are a rare form of fae, death dealers, where their canine equivalent, the Q-sith, ferry the souls to the afterlife. We devour them, and the berserker wolves live up to their name. So I have not one but two murderous beasts beneath my skin, and they were desperate to get out and unleash carnage on those arseholes. I tried at first. I fought tooth and nail, screaming my fury into the darkness, but now they had me starved, poisoned and physically weak. My mind remained sharp. I would never give in. Tor gave me a lazy grin as he stepped back, having tired of those particular tools. I could feel his life essence. Most fae tasted sweet and delicate, but not everyone in this court was fae. No, the court of the fallen was for the mongrels and rejects of the fae world, a place for the half-breeds, for those fae deemed too worthless or unfit for the high and low courts. Tor was no exception. The great Viking with his shoulder-length blonde hair and ice-blue eyes was a mutt. If my senses were correct, he was part bear-shifter, part banshee, a dangerous combination tied to death and brutality. And now the pain really began. He brought over his tray of poisons in pretty bottles, each one clear crystal, showing off the colourful liquid within. His favourite was the rose blush pink. I wasn't sure what mix of magics it was made from, but it made it feel as though my bones were crumbling within me. It made my breath come harsh and shallow, my body convulse, and screams echo around my mind. He loved watching as my body betrayed me while I tried to stare him down, to let him know he hadn't won. He was picking up the pale green liquid with the soft grey swirls. That was new, when the heavy wooden door opened with a scrape against the slate tile floor. "It's the big fight. Everyone's to be there, including her songbird," a rough, feminine voice said. Tor's thin lips twisted into something cold and unpleasant. "Everyone, get her dressed." "Looks like you're watching a show, songbird," Tor said gruffly. I hated the nickname Songbird. Someone had named me Wren when I was born, a pretty name which felt like a mockery. Tor was careful in everything he did. He dripped some of the white liquid into my wounds, which made my muscles weaker. Not enough that I couldn't stand, just enough that I couldn't fight any better than an inexperienced drunk. As he roughly put clothes on me, tight trousers which pressed against the wounds from the past few days, and a semi-sheer shirt, I considered that this might be an opportunity. I'd seen the fight pit before. The Queen sat upon her throne and watched the poor bastards who had no choice but to fight for her amusement. I'd heard that fighters were sometimes given the chance to fight for their freedom. She was growing tired of me, of my refusal to bow. Maybe I'd be able to get down into the pit and earn my freedom instead. I'd rather take out as many of the arseholes who'd dared lay their hands on me as possible, but I knew how to pick my fights. It was better to have a taste of freedom than go down in an impossible fight against half of the court. The soles of my feet were a bloody mess, each step agonizing, the fabric pressed against my injuries. Every little motion sent ripples of pain down my legs and up through my hips, yet I made myself stand tall, chin held high. Fuck letting them see any weakness. I was better than that. Tor pushed and nudged me forward, his hand on my lower back. 3 guards stood just outside.